The stomach produces 2.5 liters of gastric juice per day. Because of this, the lumen of the stomach, the inside of the stomach, is very acidic, about a pH between 1 and 2. The esophageal sphincter is a barrier between the acidic stomach and the esophagus to prevent the acid from going back towards the esophagus. And the pylorus sphincter is the barrier between the acidic stomach and the duodenum. We would not want acid from the stomach to go into the duodenum or the esophagus, otherwise it might cause some uncomfortable conditions. Acid that is secreted by the stomach helps in food digestion. Acid in the stomach is secreted as hydrochloric acid. Let's have a look at the cells of the stomach and where hydrochloric acid comes from, and look at the overall picture of how hydrochloric acid secretion is regulated. Here we have the section of the stomach. It can be divided into three main layers: the mucosa on top, the submucosa, and the smooth muscle, which is meant to be a lot bigger than depicted on this diagram. And also we have a serosa layer, but that's not drawn. The submucosa contains the vein and arteries to deliver and return blood to the liver. The stomach have crypts where different stomach cells are. When we eat, our nerves send signals that cause the parietal cells to secrete hydrochloric acid, which is necessary for food digestion. Here. We also have enterochromaffin cells around this area, which secrete histamine. Histamine, in this case, promotes hydrochloric acid secretion by the parietal cells. There are also G cells. G cells are endocrine cells which secrete gastrin, which also promote hydrochloric acid secretion by the parietal cells. Then we have another endocrine cell, the D cells. These cells secrete somatostatin. Somatostatin actually inhibits hydrochloric acid secretion by inhibiting the G cells from releasing gastrin, by inhibiting the parietal cells from secreting hydrochloric acid, and by inhibiting enterochromaffin cells to secrete histamine. Now, of course, there are other things that regulate hydrochloric acid secretion, and we'll look into it in more detail soon. Probably the most important cells in the gastrointestinal tract are the cells on the top. And these are regular epithelial cells, or the mucus cells, and they produce mucus, which helps protect the stomach from bacterial infection, as well as from the acidic environment of the stomach. Another type of cell worth mentioning in the stomach are the chief cells that secrete pepsinogen, necessary for protein digestion.